The dark path home. Adrian was used to the quiet. Being a chef meant his nights ended when the city's day began. At 2 in the morning, he left the restaurant, the smell of garlic and smoke clinging to his clothes, and walked home through the park. The streets were empty, the lamps casting long shadows, the silence broken only by the crunch of his shoes on gravel. Every night, he saw her, a young woman in a black hoodie and blue jeans, walking a sleek black cat whose eyes glowed like embers. Strange, yes, but what wasn't strange at 2 a.m.? One night, curiosity outweighed routine. As he passed her, Adrian lifted a hand. "Hello," he said. She stopped, startled, then smiled.
Hello, I'm Luna.
They spoke briefly about the chill in the air, the way the moonlight made the trees silver. When they parted, Adrian called back, "See you tomorrow?" She nodded.
I hope so.
The nights that followed became ritual. Adrian looked forward to Luna's presence, their conversations stretching longer each time. They spoke of the now, the way the fog curled low across the grass, the sound of owls in the branches, the strange peace of being awake when the world slept. But Adrian began to notice things. Luna always wore the same clothes. Her cat, too, was peculiar. It never strayed, never wandered from her side, padding silently along the path as if tethered by something unseen. He dismissed it at first. He was always in his uniform, too, after all. Still, unease lingered. Then Luna's questions began.
What did you cook tonight?
She asked one evening. Adrian opened his mouth, but the answer slipped away. The menu blurred, the dishes fogged. He couldn't recall. Later still.
When you woke up today, what did you do first?
Adrian hesitated. He tried to remember, but his mind was empty, like a page erased. He brushed it off with a tired laugh. "I'm exhausted. Can't remember anything tonight." And with that excuse, he cut their talk short, leaving Luna standing quietly in the fog. The next night, she asked again, softer this time, but Adrian waved her off. "Long shift. My head's mush." He hurried on, unsettled by how blank his mind felt. One evening, Adrian asked instead, trying to shift the focus. "Why do you walk your cat so late? Why walk a cat at all?" Luna smiled faintly, the cat curling at her feet.
He's not my cat.
She said softly.
He just keeps me company since I'm always here.
Adrian blinked, unsettled by the phrasing. He muttered something about having a long day and hurried off, the unease clinging to him like fog. The next night, he found her waiting again. He hesitated before speaking, his voice edged with suspicion. "What do you mean you're always here? Are you homeless? Or something else?" Luna tilted her head, her smile fading into something more solemn.
Not homeless.
She said softly.
Something else.
Adrian frowned. Then what? She lowered her gaze, bent over, and began stroking the cat's back.
I died here.
She whispered.
A mugger attacked me. A late-night worker tried to stop him, but the mugger killed him too. I've been here ever since.
Adrian's breath caught. He stared at her, at the cat, at the shadows. "You're a ghost." She tilted her head, almost amused.
Something like that.
Adrian nodded, but said nothing. He turned away, walking down the path without knowing what to say or do, the silence of the park pressing heavier than ever. The next night came faster than Adrian expected. He couldn't even clearly remember the shift at the restaurant, what he cooked, who he spoke to, how the hours had passed. It was all a blur, as if the day had slipped through his fingers. And then, as always, there was Luna in the park, waiting with the cat at her side. Adrian stopped, uneasy, the question pressing at him like a weight. His voice was low, hesitant. "Was the man who tried to save you? Is he here too?" It came out almost like he already knew the answer, though he couldn't bring himself to think it fully, couldn't let the thought settle. Luna's eyes softened, hopeful, searching his face.
Yes.
She said gently.
He's here.
Adrian looked around, confused, forcing himself to deny the thought clawing at the back of his mind. "But I only see you." Her face fell. She had been hopeful, but his words told her he still wasn't seeing it. Her voice sharpened.
What do you think that means, Adrian? Do you ever see anyone else here?
He shook his head, shoulders lifting in a helpless shrug. No, just you. Luna stepped closer, her tone rising with urgency.
Then why do you think that is? What else do you remember? Tell me, what did you cook tonight? What did you do when you woke up? What do you feel when you walk here?
Adrian's mouth opened, but the answers slipped away. Emptiness. He pushed the thoughts down, refusing to let them surface. I don't know. I'm just out of it, he muttered, shaking his head harder, as if denial could keep the truth at bay. Luna's frustration broke through. She reached out suddenly, her hand closing around his arm. It was the first time she had ever touched him. Adrian froze, staring at her fingers gripping his sleeve. How could a ghost touch me? Unless... Her voice cracked into a shout, raw and desperate.
It's you, Adrian. You tried to save me.
The words tore through him, and the memories surged back. The sight of a girl sprawled on the ground, a man looming over her in the shadows. His own voice shouting, whether at the attacker or for help, he couldn't tell. The rush of his feet pounding across the path, the desperate speed of closing the distance. He had stepped between the stranger and the woman, shoving, grappling, a brief, chaotic tussle. And the sharp pain, sudden and deep, stealing his breath. The world tilting, collapsing, the cold ground rising up to meet him. He had dismissed it as a nightmare, exhaustion. But now... Adrian staggered back, shaking his head. He pressed a hand to his chest, searching for a heartbeat, but found only silence. No, I'm alive. But the fog in his memory, the sameness of every night, the emptiness of his days, it all pressed in. He realized why he couldn't recall cooking, why waking was a blur. He never woke. He never cooked. He only walked. Adrian stared at Luna, at the cat, at the endless path. So, this is it, he whispered. Luna's eyes lingered on the cat before she spoke.
I don't think so,
She murmured. But Adrian nodded slowly, not really listening. His voice was quiet. I'm sorry for not really saving you, for coming too late. Luna looked up, her eyes soft.
I've come to terms with that. It's okay. You did more than some people would have.
She hesitated, then added.
I'm sorry too, that trying to save me got you killed.
Adrian huffed a laugh, weary but genuine, accepting her apology. Well, see you tomorrow night. She looked as though she had more to say, but he turned away, walking down the path, leaving her in the fog. The next night came. Adrian walked the park again, his steps steady, his gaze fixed ahead. Luna was there, waiting as always. She looked up at him expectantly, but this time he didn't stop. He passed her by, just as he had before they ever spoke. Her eyes followed him, disappointment flickering as his figure disappeared into the mist. She lowered her gaze to the cat. The cat's voice broke the silence, calm but heavy.
Do you still want to wait for him until he's ready to walk beyond this path?
Luna's eyes brimmed with tears. She nodded, whispering,
Yes, I'll wait, no matter how long it takes. No matter how many times I have to convince him he's gone.
The cat blinked, its ember-bright eyes reflecting her sorrow. The fog thickened, swallowing the path. And so she waited, surrendering her peace until he could find his. If you enjoyed this short story, please like, share, and subscribe.